Everyone, today I Diksha here to deliver a lecture on population interaction. So we all know what is population. It is a group of community or the organisms, and interaction means when two species exist with each other to communicate with each other. So we all will discuss here the population interactions. When the population interact with each other, there are two species A and species B will communicate with each other or interact with each other. So we all know that no species exist alone. Even the plants can't exist alone. They need soil microbes to break down the molecules or the organic matter into inorganic matters. So here we will discuss what is population interaction. Population interaction are the effects organisms in a community have on other. Means when one or two organisms communicate or interact with each other. It is mainly of two types, intraspecific as well as interspecific interactions. Intra means when they have the interactions with each others of the same species of same community, and inter means when there are two different species interact. So there are different parameters we will discuss. There are main 6 parameters, and one there is protocorporation, which is a subtype of mutualisms. So first we will discuss mutualism. Mutualism actually when there are positive effects on both the species, whether it is species A or whether it is species B. Both will get positive effects. The positive will resembled by the plus sign, negative will resembled by the negative sign, or neutral with the zero signs. So first is mutualism. In this both the species will get benefit, whether it is species A or B. Both will get the positive sign. In competition, as we all know, competition is not good. So they both will get negative effect. In predation, species A will get positive effect, species B will get negative effect. We know here the species A is predator and species B is prey. In parasitism, it is same like predation, but here the predator is parasite and host will get negative effect. In commensalism, one will get positive, other will get neutral effect. There is neither it is negative nor it is positive. So in commensalism there is one negative, other is neutral effect. In protocorporation, it is a subtype of mutualism. Both will get benefit. So first one is predation. Actually, we all know what is predation. Predation is what? When one species kill the other species for their nutrients or for their food. So we can also see in this image when the snake bite the frog, it is a kind of predation. And one more thing, when we came across the word predation, we always think about the one example, that is lion. Lion is a predator to the deer, but actually it is not the only example. Sparrow eat seeds is also an example of predations. We all herbivores are depend on the plants are also an example of predation. So the insects which feed on the different kind of material is also example of predations. This lion are the predators of deers. So they are also all kind of predation examples. So predation's benefit. Predators act as a conduit of energy for the transfer of energy from one level to the next level on the trophic levels. There are different trophic levels, we know. So the energy of transfer is only due to the predators. Predator transfer the energy. Conduit of energy means transfer of energy. Predators control the population of probe, as lion always prey on the predator, so the predators always control the populations. Next, when exotic species become invasive, only the predators which control the prey. Exotic species means foreign species. Next, it maintains species diversity by reducing the competition among the competing species. It always reduces the competition between the two competing species. So the one of the most important term is the prudent. Prudent mainly means prey in limit. In this, the predator is needy but not greedy. One thing that predator always came, that we should prey in limit. Don't overexploit its prey so that one day they will die because they have no prey to eat. Because of lack of their food, the predator will die. So the prudent term came so that they should prey in limit, that one day they will not extinct. So first example of exotic species in the predation is pricky pear cactus in Australia in 1920s invades over the hectares of land because there were no natural predator. When the natural predator moth was introduced into the Australia, then it get controlled. So this is a pricky pear cactus, we should know. Next, there are some defense mechanism. As we all know that animals can move but plants can't move, so they have some chemical or enzymes within them so that they can make a defense against their predator. So we know about the thorns on the cactus and acai plant. Next, Calotropis plant have cardiac glycosides enzyme. They have cardiac glycosides enzyme so that no cattle can graze or browse them. Next, there are some toxic chemicals like opium, nicotine against grazers and browsers. In animals, some animals can camouflage to them. Larvae feed on poisonous weeds, some butterflies feed on poisonous weeds so that they have a poisonous material in them that no bird can eat. That monarch butterfly, mainly in this is monarch butterfly. So next is mimicry. Mimicry means when they resemble to the other organisms. So our next is competition. Competition means when the R value of one species get lowered due to the presence of other species. Competition has always negative effect on both the species. Competition is mainly due to the lack of food or some other things also. So competition is mainly of two types, interspecific and intraspecific. According to Darwin, the intraspecific is more serious, inter is less serious, but in reality the inter and intra both are serious, but intra is in reality is more serious than the inter, because intra is within the same species and inter within the different species. So there are different terms given to our exploitations and interference when one species get interfere into the another species, and exploitation means when the resources are exploited. So there are two main myths which came. Competition occur among closely related species. This is not true, and the truth is that in shallow American lake, the flamingos and the resident fishes have the same food, that is zooplanktons. And the second myth is competition occur only when resources are limited. This is not true. Sometimes the efficiency of one species is higher than the other species, so one species get exploited. Next, there are three important terms. One is Gauss competitive exclusive principle. Next is competitive fleece, and the last one is coexistence or resource partitioning. Gauss exclusive principle tells us that superior species will ultimately eliminate by the inferior species. Superior species will ultimately eliminate the inferior species, like the goat eliminated the Abingdon tortoise in the Galapagos Island. Next, there is term coexistence. Mark Ether shows that 5 closely related species, these all are the species of warblers, which live on the same tree, but they differentiate their foraging places as well as their foraging time. As their foraging time is different, so they coexist with each other, no species will extinct. So the next is parasitism. Parasitism is mainly of three types: ectoparasite, endoparasite and a brood parasitism. In the cuckoo and crow, mainly during the spring seasons. Ectoparasites means when the parasite live over the surface, endo means when they live inside the host, and the brood is between the cuckoo and crow. So this is all are the brood parasitism, cuckoo and crow. There is one interesting example of cuckoo and crow is that their eggs resemble, cuckoo and crow eggs resemble, and the cuckoo lay their egg in the crow nest. When the crow incubate the cuckoo eggs, they resemble each other. So when the egg was hatched, after their time, the crow didn't know that it was a cuckoo eggs. After their sound, because they have a sweet sounds, after their sound they get resemble about that it was a cuckoo's egg, not a crow egg. So these are the crow eggs, and these two are the cuckoo eggs. So after the resemblance of sound, they get to know that these are the cuckoo, and there is a movement of cuckoo and crow during the spring season. So the different examples of ectoparasite as well as endoparasites are also there. Ectoparasites means when they live on the surface, like lice on the human hairs, ticks over the dogs, and endoparasites like hookworm, pinworm, ascariasis. These all are the examples of parasitism. So next is commensalism. When one get benefit, other get neither benefit nor defects. Next there is commensalism. Orchids as an epiphyte grow over the mango tree. In this, the orchid get a sportive benefit from the mango tree, but mango didn't get any benefits. And there are barnacles which grow over the back of the whales. Whales do not get any benefit, but the barnacles get benefit from the whales. The next most interesting example is of cattle, egret and the cattle. When the cattle graze in the field, when they move, they flush out some of the insects so that egret can take that insect, otherwise it is impossible for the egret to take that insects. So these are the birds which were near the cattle in the fields. Commensalism is the association between two organisms in which one benefit, other derives neither benefit nor harm. So this is an example of commensalism. This is an epiphyte which grow on the mango tree for the supportive purpose. So these all are the examples of commensalism. So next is mutualism. Mutualism is the most important because in this there is mutual benefit of both the species. Both species get benefit. Mutualism is a symbiosis in which population interact to benefit both the species. So it may be obligate or non-obligate, but in mutualism it is obligate, and there is one subtopic proto-corporation in that it is non-obligate, means not compulsory. So the most interesting example is of fig and wasp. This is fig fruit and these all are wasps. Fig act as a oviposition for the wasp, and wasp take juice and nutrition from the fig to give as a feast of the pollination for the fig. So mutualism also act in symbiotic nitrogen fixers like free nitrogen. It also fixes the nitrogen in the atmosphere into ammonia and that into the nitrates. For the leguminous plants, nitrogen fixing bacteria is found in the roots of leguminous plants. Next is pollination process. In pollination process, the bees or the bumblebees came to the flowers for the pollination, and for the pollination phase they take the juice or the nectar from the flowers. This is the example of Mediterranean orchid, name of fires. In this, the petal of one of the flower resemble to the bumblebees. Female bumblebees. When the male bumblebees pollinate this flower, it pseudo-copulates with this flower orchid, Mediterranean orchid. He thought that it was the female bumblebee, but when he copulates with these flowers, after that he came to know that it is a petal of this orchid. So it pollinate when it next came to the next flower, then again it pollinate. In this way there is a mutual benefit. So when they copulate with each other, this term known to be as sexual decet. In lichens, we also see mutual relationship between the fungal and algae component. For the algae component, for algae we call it as phycobionts, and for the fungal we call it as a mycobiont. Fungal provide water and minerals, and algae provide shelter to the fungus. So next is amensalism. In one get harm, other get no effect. Like penicillium, we know that it secretes enzyme for its growth. It always secretes the enzyme, but there is one bacteria, Staphylococcus. It came to the penicillin. When the penicillin secretes some enzymes, the Staphylococci get harm from it, and it get diminished. So it get harm between the. It is an example of penicillium and Staphylococcus bacteria. Penicillium can secrete certain enzymes which do not let bacterial growth. Penicillium enzymes do not let bacteria to grow over that area. So next is a subtopic of mutualism is protocorporation. It is a form of mutualism, but cooperating species do not depend on each other. In mutualism, both the species get benefit and they both depend on each other, like fig and wasp. But in this protocorporation, both species are not dependent on each other. Like in field, some of the insects sits over the back of the cattle to take the ticks from the cattle, but cattle do not get any benefit. It is also non-obligatory. Means no compulsion. So thank you.